Hi, CTC. What's up? I am so excited to begin this journey of CTC. As you guys know, I've been wanting to play this for a very long time, and my schedule just never aligned. And I was always playing a different game, or I was on an org hiatus. But guess what? I am back. I am better than ever, and I am ready to walk into the ski lounge and see what the fuck is up. Okay, it's been so long, and I got the itch again, and I've been craving another game. It has been even longer since I played Survivor, honestly. Like, last game I played was last August, and it was Big Brother President All Stars, where I got second place. And if I can do that, then I can definitely excel in this game, and I'm so excited. Last Survivor game I played, it was so bad. I got so unlucky. It was literally like I went to tribal every single round. I'm being so dead ass. My OG tribe was the most unluckiest tribe ever. We were so cursed. We just kept losing, 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 losing. And there's a point where it was like three of us, I think, left, and then we finally swapped to two tribes, and then we finally merged, and I still made it to the end, but I did not win. It was a final three. And I tend to be someone. I'm a player that used to, in my old experiences of these games, I used to go to the end with people that could beat me, or, I'm too loyal essentially, and I don't want to be like that anymore. I really don't. I'll be loyal to some people, but I want to change things up this season. I think this is a chance, an opportunity for me to kind of switch the way that I play, and not entirely switch the way that I play, but just be more kind of conscious of like be more aware of like, okay, this person has this on their resume. This person could probably beat me at the end. And really, really consider cutting people, even though it's going to be hard to do at that point with, those close connections that you have and those bonds. But I got to do what I got to do, right? I want to finally take the crown, okay? Because I've never won a game. I've been so fucking close, and there's just something missing. I know my flaws, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like a perfect player, because trust me, I'm not. Um, I don't think a perfect player even exists. But something that I tend to not do well in sometimes and in the past is my jury management, okay? And that is something that I want to work on this time around and do so much better at, because I just can't, I make too many deals, or too many people trust me, and I have to break those promises, and I leave people upset when I vote them out, and it's just like, it's part of the game, but you can't be doing that too much. So, I want to be able to play hard, put my heart into this, give everything that I can, no matter when I get out of this game, no matter if it's early, mid game, towards the end of the game. Like, I'm gonna provide entertainment one way or another. So I hope you guys are ready for that, because it's gonna be so exciting and so fun. So I'm excited to see who's on this cast. I know it's a huge cast, and I can't wait to see who's on my tribe. That's what I love about Survivor. You don't have to talk to everybody. That's too much work right now. But you build those close bonds on your tribe, and that's something that I want to do. Going into this pregame, I want to build as many strong connections as I can on my starting tribe. Make sure they feel good with me, that they can trust me. So then, we can go into a swap potentially and be really close. But I'm not someone who's always going to stay tribal, OG strong, right? Like, I haven't really done that all the time in the past, and people are always going to suspect that either way. So, maybe one or two of them I'll stick by, but I want to show that I'm versatile, right? Like, I want to show that, you know, I'm not just gonna stick OG tribe lines, right? That's lame. You gotta have an interesting story when you start a game and when you get to the end. Like, I want to have a fun and different story. There's the type of archetypes that you can go into when you go to the end of a game. You can kind of play the loyal. I've been loyal since the very beginning, all the way to the end. I have been loyal to some people, had to turn my back on people, but I had to do what was essentially best for my game in order to set myself up for success to get to the end game. So, I want to, if someone has to go, they have to go. And so that's kind of the mentality that I want to play this season is things are going to be hard. It's going to be tough voting people out, especially people that you get close with. But you can't make everyone happy, and that's something that I need to learn as well. I don't want to be working with everybody. If you're working with everybody, you're working with nobody. You have no true allegiance with nobody. So I want to come across someone that has that true allegiance, right? Like you know what you get when you're with me, right? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I will lie my fucking ass off to people, and it's gonna be so funny to watch and witness. But I'm gonna make it lighthearted and fun. I'm not gonna take things personally. I'm also somebody who is not going to fully take what happens in another game and bring it into this game, right? There's going to be people I'm sure I'm going to be familiar with, or people that I probably have played with, or that I know of, or that have seen me play. But I like to think of every game differently, and that's the mentality that I'm going in, and I hope that that's what other people are going in as well. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I actually don't want to have that many people that know me this season. As good as it sounds to some people, because people work with who they know. I like to work with new people. I like to spice it up a bit. I like to play with different game styles, play with people I don't necessarily know. Hopefully, there's some org newbies because I love meeting newbies and seeing people's first experience with the game. I remember when I was an org newbie, I started these orgs back in like 2020, 2021, and yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at first, but it got so much easier when I played, and you know, I definitely have taken a lot of lessons with me, and I've gotten so much better. Like my placements in these games have been super close to the end. I'm always the bridesmaid, but never the bride. So that's what I always say. I always get cut at like fifth, third. I get second. I get eighth. I've gotten eighth before. Or, I go out super early because they decide that I need to fucking go. But yeah, I've played a couple games on Facebook, but I'm super onto Discord. I've always been a Discord OG, Discord girly. Um, I played some original formats, but it's been super long since I played Survivor, like I said, even longer than the last long term that I played. So I'm excited. I got the itch again. I was on an org break for a long ass time, and people have been trying to get me to play, but I've been like, nah, nah, nah. I gotta wait for the perfect game to come, and this came, and I decided why not just fill out the application and just go for it. I've been keeping my eye on this for a while. I've been in Jay's prod chat. I've been in Kevin W's prod chat. Like, I have knowledge of this game, right? Like, I've seen other seasons. I know people who have played. So yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what you guys have ready for us in store. Like, I'm excited to see what the idol hunt is about. Hopefully I can get an idol. That'd be cool. If I can get some advantages. But yeah, I'm someone that doesn't want to do too many challenges, to win too many challenges. I don't want to come across as a comp threat. I don't want to be too social either. I don't want to be this person in the ski lounge. Like, I want to be a good amount, right? And I want people to underestimate me. I've had a lot of games people underestimate me, and you know what? I hope it stays that way. I really hope people underestimate me, um, and then I'll come out when they least expect it. But yeah, enough of me rambling about that. I'm obviously stoked to play, but I kind of wanted to do a little cast analysis of like who I think could potentially be on the cast. Um, People who I feel like could potentially be on the cast. Scott, he's been active in the VL recently, today, and just recently in general. He also hasn't played, so it'd be kind of fun to see him. I know he's strong. He's someone that I would probably use as like a meat shield in my mind. I want to find those players in this game that I could use as, you know what? They're going to be looked at before they look at me. I want to work with people that I think will be targeted first before people target me. So, someone who I think will be very outgoing just like me and be able to get that information to pass along to me, and bounce, ideas off of each other. So he would be fun to work with. I don't want to work with anybody who is not easy to read, who I can't talk to, who makes things awkward, or is very messy and, over the top and flip floppy. And, I don't want that, right? So it'd be fun to find someone who plays similar to me, to be honest. I think who else? I like wrote notes in my phone of who I think is playing. Tyler Bard would be fun. I haven't seen him in so long. He's also been active in the VL, so he could be on the cast too. I haven't played a game with him, literally since Distortion season 5, and he cut me at Final 5. So I don't want to let that happen again, But he does know how I play, and it'd be kind of fun to see him again and kind of reestablish that relationship. Debbie could be fun. Haven't actually played a game with Debbie, but I saw Debbie play 1984 Big Brother. Nick City would be fun, but also very intimidating, very scary because he knows what he's doing. But I wouldn't mind paying rent. Rent is due, baby. Al would be fun, but also I've seen Al around. Obviously, I'm on a prod team with Al. We're on prod team for Power Grab together. Um, I think it would be fun if we played together. So we'll see what happens if Al is on the cast or not. Who else? Aaliyah could potentially be on the cast. Just based off of like I said, people who haven't played before. She's a social queen. She's good at comps. Love to have her on my side. She's good at socially as long as she's not asleep by 7 p.m. But Jess would be fun. She was also in Kevin W's prod chat with me uh, during his season when he played, and I've played with her as well. She's so dangerous though, because she's just so good. She's so charming. She can get people to kind of like admit stuff to her to give her so much information. Like she knows everything. One way or another, she finds stuff out too, so she knows everything. Um, she would be fun to work with, but scary. Michael M would be funny as fuck because he's just messy as hell. So if he was on the cast, that would be hilarious. Um, Cake Cunty Jane, she's so messy. Um, she's just also very confrontational, which you love that because you know what you get when you're playing with her. But I've never actually played a long term with her, so that could be fun. We would probably just talk shit and probably just troll the whole time, and she would probably just roast me. Michaela, Mother, she would be fun to see. Love to work with Michaela if she's playing. But yeah, I don't know. It's those are just some people that I saw on the server that I would love to see on this cast. But yeah, there's way too many people on there. But I kind of just went on, the top of my head of who I think could possibly be on the cast. I don't know shit based off of the blur because the thing that you guys posted earlier, I can't tell who is who. I don't know. I don't even know which one's me. Like you guys did a great job, so shout out to you guys. But yeah, that's kind of just like my thoughts of who I think could potentially be on the cast. Those are some names that I just thought of and I saw that are in the server. So we'll see if I'm right about any of those people. But I'm excited. Hopefully, there's people that like me that are on the cast. Um, and hopefully, I can show you guys, how I play and that I'm a good player. And I want to keep prod on their toes as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the season, and I can't wait to start. Let's go. Bye.